Peace. Don't start no trouble, brother. Peace. So we organized this. I want to congratulate the people who participated in the original organization of this event and followed through and came down. And I want to congratulate all those who decided to come out and support us. There's about 7 or 8 people that are here in circle, about 7 or 8 people down here at Broad and Clay and Broad and Emmett, who blocked all of this traffic and came down here and started all of this and got us out here. So I want to give credit to those people who came out here before the crowd got here. Because a lot of people came and seen us, first they saw the crowds and they showed up. It's okay, we're glad you came, but I need to give praise to those who came out here first and stopped this traffic. We had an emergency meeting. So my job is to explain why we're out here, because we've been getting a lot of negative press about why we're doing this, so I'm going to try to do that before we get out of here. We had an emergency meeting at Central High School. We called organizations together because, you know, one of my students was killed. And being a principal, I'm used to my students disappearing because that's what happens in these urban centers. It was said earlier that in Chicago about 500 people were killed a year. The number got to 500. A young girl named Sierra Lee, who was a student at Central High School, who was an average kid, you know, wasn't involved in, so there was no excuses for her, right? So they couldn't put her on a pen and paper and say that she was a gangbanger or a drug dealer or was in a stolen car or, you know, the things that they say, so we could dismiss the fact that we did. So they say different things to make us below our own life. So they try to picture us as drunks, as prostitutes, as drug dealers, as fiends. So it's okay if we die, or gangbangers on the street. But this was just a young average girl, and she was standing in front of her family's house, and it happened to be a shootout, and she got hit with a straight bullet in her neck, and she died. And so then we'll never see her again. And the kid said, "Mr. Baraka, are you going to do one of those rallies?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to do a rally," but they said we can't do a rally like they normally do a rally. We have to do a big rally for Sierra. We got to let people know that Sierra was important to us. So we plan to do a rally, a big rally like this, a big large rally. We can walk through the street for Sierra Lee, but also for all of the other people that lost their lives in these streets. We decided to shut the whole city down for a couple of hours because it's worth it. That the death of our children is just as important as the death of anybody else's children. That when our babies die, our sisters, our brothers die on these streets, that is just as important, that our life is as valuable as anybody else's life. That because somebody went, it's a tragic event, that somebody would go into a movie theater and shoot people watching Batman. And that's tragedy. And that they showed that all over the TV, and they should have showed that, because it was a sickness and a terrible act. But when 500 black and Latino babies get killed a year, they should have been on CNN every day, been on every channel every day, talking about what a tragic thing that's going on. 500 people dead. In our city, 70, 80 people die a year. 40 shootings in the month of August alone. There must be something wrong with that. And you can't just attribute it to the fact that we just black, or attribute it to the fact, you know, that we live here, or these things. You know, there's something serious going on in our communities. Something serious going on. There's a deeper issue that's not being addressed. And so we try to say violence is public health. We talk about it as public health. All over the country, they're beginning to talk about violence as public health, but it don't seem to be catching on in these inner cities where the actual murders are taking place. They say violence is public health. You know, we got to treat it like we treat the AIDS virus. We got to treat it like we would treat cancer or any other kind of sickness. That there has to be prevention, there has to be treatment, and there has to be intervention. The guy from the Star-Ledger said, "Why are you marching in the street? Why are you stopping traffic? Do you think that's going to solve anything?" And one of the brothers said that earlier. And I said, well, that's just like saying we shouldn't have anti-bullying teachings in the school, because that's not going to stop people from bullying. But it might prevent a couple of people from doing it who might have had that in their mind. So that's like saying we don't need education around preventing HIV or the spreading of AIDS. That's like saying we don't need education around any other kind of sickness or disease that plagues our community. When we shut down these streets, it is a form of education and prevention. By itself, it is not as effective as we want it to be. But we can't stop it. So by itself, it's just one leg of a larger strategy. A larger strategy that involves intervention, that involves treatment. Because some people need treatment. Like our community, we need mental health, social health, we need employment, we need all kinds of family counseling. We need these things in our neighborhood. That's a part of treatment. We need treatment. So we need treatment and we need intervention. Kids that are in gangs that may not have committed a crime, or young people that are upset, that are depressed, they got a right to be depressed. They got a right to be depressed. They live in poverty. They watch television where people are parading all of these jewels and fancy things on TV, and they can't have it. They go to school and are teased because they don't have these things. Their mother might be on drugs, or she might be just struggling to take care of them. So they depressed. How you know they depressed? Because at 15 years old, they taking painkillers and drinking cough syrup at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. Before they come to school, their baby is medicating himself with drugs that they bought from the corner store. So they depressed. And you know they depressed. So they need some treatment, some intervention. That's what it is. You can't drive these numbers down without coordinated intervention, without a strategic plan. And one of the reasons they don't want to treat it like public health, because the minute you start talking about violence as public health, then you have to start talking about not just the symptoms of violence, but the causes of the violence. And when you get into the deep causes of why these things are taking place, then you have to talk about poverty. That's right. Right? Then you have to talk about unemployment. Then you have to talk about a system that is created to make some people poor and some people rich. Right. You start going into the whole bureaucracy of family counseling. The whole, the way they make money off of our depression and oppression. You have to start talking about prison industrial complex and the vicious cycle of prison and poverty and violence that goes around and around and around and around, that feeds a system that employs itself off of your demise. So it's difficult to raise it as public health, but it is public health. You can't see that as public health? All right. That's what it is. Make it clear. The reporter had a nerve at the 24 hours apiece to ask me or say that those shirts and the stop shooting, they don't think that that's going to solve anything. Come on. I told them, well, something he obviously is not clear. It's okay for kids to walk around with shirts that say Coke Boy. Come on. Right? So they got the shirt that say Coke Boys for a reason. They promoting the selling of drugs in our neighborhood. And our kids embrace it as culture. So they wear a shirt that say Coke Boy, right? Or they got another shirt that say F Milk Got Weed, right? So they wear those shirts in the street. Then they listen to music that says I pop Percocets. That's what the music says. In their ear. Says I take drugs. I had a discussion with some kids in school about that very song. And they said, Mr. Baraka, the song is not saying for us to take drugs. He don't say you pop a perk. But look what it does. When you sing it, you don't say you pop a perk. When you sing it, you say shirt. Right? So you are, so you self-actualizing it. Right? So the song is telling you to take drugs. Not only is it telling you to take drugs, it's telling you to commit murder. And then you got a shirt that's advocating for you to get involved in a vicious kind of thing out in this community. Yeah, that coupled with the fact that there's no jobs, increased levels of poverty, high levels of illiteracy, bad food, access to poor health, all of those things creates a perfect storm for violence. So it's important for us to fight culturally against those things. So I'm not mad at the brothers who got the shirt that say Hope Boys, because they smart. They know culture is a weapon. So they took the slogan Coke Boys and they made the shirt called Hope Boys. That's serious. Then there was another shirt that says Stop Snitching. The brother made the shirt that says Stop Shooting. That's positive. So what they're trying to do is flip it on his head. We understand that, right? Maybe we should call the Star Legend so they can understand it. We understand that there's a cultural struggle against a fight to make us kill each other.
That's right.
Yeah, to fuel a prison industrial complex. So we got to reverse it. So yeah, it's important for us to read poetry. Yeah, it's important for us to use slogans. Yeah, it's important to change the lyrics of rap songs. Yeah, it's important to sing songs of positivity instead of negativity. It's cultural revolution. That's important. That changes the psyche and the mind of people. When you change people's minds, you change their actions. That's important. Don't let anybody tell you that what you're doing is not going to do anything. You don't know the countless number of people you probably helped when you shut down the street and gave the speech that you gave. You don't know how many people that you helped that day when you read that poem on the street. When them little boys walked around with the shirts that said Hope Boys. You woke a couple of other kids up. You know what you did? You made it okay for them to wear a shirt that says Hope Boys instead of a shirt that says Coke Boys. You did something powerful that day. And you did a lot more than these people are doing down there anyway. All we have to do is put it all together. We got to put it all together. We got to take what we're doing and we got to do other things as well. We got to bring other pieces into it. We got to declare it public health and we got to get all of these institutions involved. There are people all over the city that are getting grant money.
That's right.
To deal with problems in your community, and you don't even know they exist.